What up?
Hi, hey, how's it going? You ever have that crushing feeling of sadness knowing you were vaccinated as a child, and that you now have to come to terms with the fact that you actually have to grow up? Yeah, me neither. This video's about growing up though. Growing up is a mandatory process and everyone plans for it. While kids wanted to be astronauts and police officers, I was sitting there wanting to be goddamn Gohan Super Saiyan 2. I've always been confused as to what I wanted to be, and if I could, I just pause life to think every so often about if I'm even living it correctly. The movie today I present is all about growing up, and represents the two most memorable aspects to life: your youth and your passion. How's your day going, by the way? Subscribe? The film follows Genya and his cameraman filming a documentary of a famous actress known as Yoko Fujiwara. In the film, she details her life and the plethora of motion pictures she's been a part of, but a central plot point in the film is her love of a man and finding him. Early on in the film, she stumbles upon an injured anti-government painter running away from police who she helps escape. He then gives her a key, claiming it's the most important thing, and then leaves her. And so the chase starts. All she wants now is to find the man she loves again, and return the key that he thought of highly. Partway in the film, Chiyoko comes upon an old woman that will follow her for a good portion of the film. This old woman tricks Chiyoko into drinking her 1,000-year tea, a drink that curses her by giving her hallucinations. Something to note also is the effects of the tea aren't very conspicuous throughout the film. The old lady says, "Pursue him as long and far away as you may. You cannot escape your fate." It's an ominous line and it leaves the viewers questioning, what could she mean? So now that I've exposited the key components to what makes this film so great, I think it's time I spoil it. At the beginning of the film, Genya presents Chiyoko with the key he thinks is of interest to her. The key is the same key that the painter I mentioned before gave her. This key represents youth. Throughout her youth, almost every shot has this key clinging onto her neck. This key is only shown in the portions of the film where she's a teenager and not so much when she's a fully grown adult. This makes it so the key is sort of intertwined with her youth. It's glued to it. And without it, she doesn't have her youth. And that's what happens. As we all do at times, she loses her most prized possession, the key. The key was her reason for chasing the man. Without the key, there's nothing for her to return to him with. And so, shortly after losing the key, she stops chasing after the man and settles down. The key is the reason for the chase, and the chase is her reason for staying young. Being stupid and having love at first sight and going through all of Japan in hopes of finding a stranger who she met one night is ridiculous. It obviously makes no sense, but it's a goal that accurately captures youth. In TV shows and films, aging is often portrayed with cynicism because it often takes a more realistic and sometimes dreadfully accurate stance on the atrocities that occur day to day. And so when you look at something like that and see this, it works as a solid juxtaposition. Yeah, it's unlikely to meet a guy you met one night again by traveling somewhere in Japan, but it's the naive nature of the goal that captures the essence of youth. Even if it's unrealistic and kind of stupid, you can still pursue it because you have the time in your life to go after that. And so the chase is embedded with the key. To lose the key of youth is to stop chasing after youth. It's sad to see. It's sort of the antithesis to what you'd expect of romance films. But here's the thing. This isn't a romance film. Only after losing the key does everything in the film connect. The old lady, after cursing Chiyoko, says, "Pursue him as long and far away as you may. You cannot escape your fate." The fate she was mentioning was death. She mentions how after losing the key, she doesn't remember the face of the man she sought after for so long. Previous to this scene, the audience has shown Chiyoko finding a picture her lover painted for her. She faints and it's followed by the laughter of the old lady. She then echoes the phrase, "You cannot escape." And only a bit later do you realize what she can't escape from. Death. In an argument with her mother says she won't be young forever. This is followed by a shot of Chiyoko looking into the mirror to see the old lady. There are many other times in the film where her reflection depicts the old lady, and the pieces start to fit in. These are metaphors signifying that she is the old lady, and that the old lady is a symbol of growing old. She can't escape her fate. She's doomed to grow old. We all grow old. And we all die. And at this point, the film starts to click when she finally mentions her fear of aging. She explains how she wants the man she loves to see her as she was. She's grown so old, she's forgotten his face, how he looks. What he painted for her isn't her anymore. No one is really who they are, years in the future or in the past. Some of us grow into much different people. The painter may not even remember Chiyoko anymore, just as she doesn't remember him. I'm getting older. In a few days, I'll be old enough to legally drink a glass of wine. I remember making videos when I was 13 just to feel how I do now. I would start my videos with, "Hey guys," like I even had people watching me. I would talk and present myself to an invisible audience. And let's be honest, it's pretty much the same now. I don't mean this in any way to offend the people that do watch my content. I'm very grateful that there are the few of you guys that have enjoyed what I put out. But let's be honest, at this point, it's my own fault. I don't make many videos, and hell, when I do, it's on Millennium Actress. I'm making this video with the knowledge in mind that it's already not going to perform well, but it doesn't matter about performance. I learned something from all my time on YouTube. Although I had dreams back then with the grandeur of being a YouTuber, I know that's not going to happen. The chances are like 500,000 to 1. It's just not realistic, and frankly, I'm perfectly content with never being a real YouTuber. It's not the hope of stardom I'm chasing. I'm chasing after making something different. Similarly, on her deathbed, Yoko says she doesn't really love the man. She loves the chase. The chase, as mentioned before, is about youth. And this is what this film is about. It's something that tells you to cherish what you have now while you're young, so that when you're older like Yoko, you can look back happily at what you did in your youth. Whether that means chasing after a man, or making content because you love to create. So if my last video on Kaiji had me detailing how I saw myself as a loser and that I've done YouTube for a while but found no success, this video will be the resolution for my last one. I may be a loser and do videos on things no one will watch, but I'm the loser that created something at some point he loved and did something he loved doing. I hope that you can take that away from this video. Do what you love and do it how you want it. We're all growing up, so that's my advice to you. It shouldn't matter to you if you do that thing the best or anything of that sort. Do what you love and chase after it.